Yes, let's talk. So I finally finished Love Island. I started about 2 weeks ago, and I finished about a week ago. About a week ago. Robbie Smurda, he's free. Anyway, so let's just talk. Let's talk. There's a lot of things we need to talk about, need to go over. But also, like, I already made those first couple of videos, so this is just like an all-around recap. Um, and I'm just gonna kind of talk about whatever that's still on my heart nearly a week later. Okay, so it's not gonna be that play-by-play because I mean, girl, there's 37,000 million episodes. But we are gonna talk about, what was tea to me. And we're gonna go through the cast. So we'll go through the cast, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on everybody because that's what everybody asked for, right? That's what the people of the cast, they said, hey, can you please go online and talk about us? And so I'm gonna do that. But there's solace in knowing that one, I'm not tagging them or directing it towards them, and two, there's like not that many people are going to watch this, so it's not like I'm mass spreading, anyway, yes, 2025. Please back up, girly. Please back up. Please back up. Thank you. Okay. Now, All Stars, girl. Okay, I'll say season 7 cast. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, we'll go through. So it says this is on NBC. The Love Island USA season 7 cast. Every islander that's entered the villa. All right, here we go. Let's start. Let's start with the OGs. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Starting with Ace. 4 stars out of 10. Ace, he came in hot, right? And he very much was like this is his show, girly. Okay, he knows Love Island, he knows the rules, he knows how it goes, and you will bow. He wasn't that bad, but let me tell you, Amaya was not able to look at him. Amaya said good morning. Ace said, don't say good morning to me. Don't speak to me like that. Amaya will say, okay, goodbye. Don't tell me goodbye. Did you tell your exes goodbye? Okay, then don't talk to me like that. We're not in a relationship. It's like a girly. Okay. Like, I understand setting boundaries, and I respect, like, if you don't want to be called something, you don't have to be called something. But to then act like she's just so thirsty over you, and she just is already in love with you after a few days, like, girly, that's not the case. That's not what she's giving. That's not what she said. So that was crazy. I also felt like he had a lot of double standards, which I didn't love. Enough about him. Let's move on. But also, look, he's 22 years old. So from LA, what can you do? Then we have Shelly. So Shelly, I felt like she gave very much hypocrite as well. Like, she, we're exploring. I'm going to explore. We're going to explore. Have connection, explore. Right. She brought a whole nother man back from the villa. No, from Casa Amor. So, she had Chris, she had Ace, and she's like, I'm talking to both of y'all still. Okay. Meanwhile, it's a heartbreak challenge. The goal is to whore it up, right? Huda said, say less. And so she goes up there and does her thing. Yeah, she does a lot. And they probably didn't show us all of it. She does a lot. But they always do a lot. And so I just felt like Shelly's reaction was a lot. Like, if you felt it was too much, you could just say, all right, girl, that was too much. Don't let it happen again, right? But to be like, oh, I'm so mad I can't even talk to you right now. When just 2 hours ago you were saying you're exploring your connections with both guys, why can't she bounce on and should dance like during the challenge? So that really pissed me off because I didn't like how she was like, you have every right to be upset, to be in your feelings. I get it. Nobody wants to see that. But in my eyes, Hood didn't do anything wrong. She was doing the challenge. She took it too far, according to Shelly and the other cast members. And so he just said, hey, girl, that was too far. And then Huda tried to apologize, and she was like, no, let's talk tomorrow. I can't even. Mind you, she's 27. So why are you talking to Ace in the first place? But let's move on. Then we have Huda. So justice for Huda, okay? I have thoughts. So the girls, had a lot to say about her, her crash outs and yada, yada, yada. And when I say the girls, I just mean like gender neutral, as in America and whoever else is watching. Um, a lot to say about her, crash out, yada, yada, yada. She did a lot. Her and Jeremiah fell fast and hard, and she was unreasonable. Okay, I don't think she was delusional. I feel like she was being told things that aided in her excessive clutches on Jeremiah. But it was iconic when she lost it. Ooh, bitch, and ooh, girl. I already said this on the last one, but when America was being messy, and they put Jeremiah with Iris for no good reason but to split them up and be messy. That was iconic. She lost it. But my girl, she went over to, she ended it, well, her and Jeremiah ended it. She went over to Casa Amor. She thought then she was good. She also gets a lot of like hate and flack for leaving her daughter, which, like, I get it, because obviously I'm like, oh girl, you're gonna leave her daughter for a whole month possibly to do this. But it's not like she like dropped her off at a shelter. I'm sure she was with. Yes, she was with family. They showed her videos and stuff. And also, like, one, and I hear people say this, but like, this is a good opportunity. Like, she got money from this, and it will turn into more money, which will then turn into more money. And money isn't everything, obviously. Like, don't go and do this, 3 times a year. But on the other hand, it's like, especially parents of like children, like parents who have children but are not together. Things like this happen all the time. People go spend summers with, dad or mom. People go spend summers with grandma and grandpa. People go and spend, the summers with their cousins or whatever. Like, this show's filmed in the summer. It's a long time, but it wasn't that deep. If she went off to fight in the war, would you all have the same problem? I said it. So yeah, I'm not gonna give her too much for leaving her daughter, because I think a month is a long time, but I think it was a really good opportunity. I think obviously it's going to set her daughter up financially, and again, it was a month during the summer. So, and she had her daughter young. Like, she's 24 now, so she had her daughter, she's like 19, 20, like, young. And so I could see, like, I feel like she deserved it. Like, this was a good opportunity for her. Her ending up with Chris was crazy. Her dumping Chris on the water was crazy. Chris being like, well, I'm not going to carry you across this water, also felt a little crazy. What are your thoughts on that? Because me and my friend have been discussing it, because I feel like he could have just carried her over a little bit of water, and like, that would have been fine. He didn't have to have her take her shoes off and walk through the water. And like, I don't think she did him dirty. Like, his feelings were hurt. They didn't work out. They're not compatible. I felt like maybe for him, he just got dumped in front of America. He's probably like hurt and embarrassed, and like, damn, there goes the 50,000. But like, I don't know, felt very petty to be like, no, walk. But she did, and thank God they didn't win. I can't believe they made it as far as they did, though. That was crazy. But justice for Huda. Huda, she does give like, not to be problematic, but she does give like says the N word behind closed doors, but not like in a derogatory way. But like, her man lets her, and so she says it. But I'm not gonna put that on here. That's just scuttlebutt for myself. Okay, next we have my boy Nick. Oh, this video's long. I'm gonna hurry up. Nick, love Nick. He's very funny to me. He's funny. He's got a nice little charm. I saw it for him and Bella, also known as Bella. I saw it for them. I liked them together. So I was not happy when she went home instead of Sierra. Girl, they got Sierra up out of here. Now that was crazy, because it was just like, Ulissa, But they were like, oh, Sierra has left the villa for personal reasons. And that was it. At least on this one, they kind of like talked about Sierra a little bit more. Like she wasn't just like a ghost who never existed, but they still didn't address it. But obviously, I looked online afterwards and saw, okay, both of them got kicked off for being racist. So, that's T. Also, NBC said, "Girls 2025, we have a reputation to uphold. All right, and at this point, like delete your social media stuff, girl. But like I don't know, it's tough. And then it's like, well, what? Like, how far do they go back? I don't know if they went very far back for these two though. Like if you go to my 2014 Twitter page, that no longer exists. But let me find out the girls were taking screenshots. Who knows? Now I wasn't being racist though, so never mind. Anyway, so Nick, we'll talk about Nicolandria separately. But I liked him. I thought he was funny and added a good, like, you know, some like casual fun Caucasianness. He gives like I would not be surprised if he was like on the well, he's not that tall, but like if he was like on the basketball team, or like on like in some situation where he had a lot of black friends, or maybe he just listened to rap music. You know, I don't know. He's from Jacksonville, and I don't know I mean, Florida's tough, so I don't know, but I like Nick. And let me tell you something. Mamacita changed television. It's what caused me to watch the show. It was one of the catalysts of me watching the show, because I'm like, I need the context, because that's crazy, and it was just as crazy with the context. Because I'm so, why would he think? Like he was like, I know good and damn well she's not talking about a child. So he's like, okay, oh yeah, you a mommy, yeah, mamacita. And then she was like, no, I'm a mom. And he was like, oh girl, yeah, you got a dog. I love dogs. She's like, no, I have a daughter. He's like, oh, that's crazy. Is it a he or she? I'm like, girlie, she just said she had a daughter, but whatever. And then he's like, yeah, girl, I donate sperm. I'm a father. Come on, parent. Next we have Olandria. Olandria is my, she's my end game. She's my one of one. She's mother. Ooh, hey, and she's 27. But no, I love her because she is obviously gorgeous, head to toe. And I hate to be one of those people, but the body, I hate to be, because all bodies are beautiful. And there's no, there's not a hierarchy. Hers is just very, 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 very nice to look at, as is her face. And I love her personality. I like that she, is mostly very honest. I like that she is like, she just seems like kind and nice to me, and like Southern. Like she just reminds me of like when I see her like talking, especially like on Instagram and stuff, like not on the show, but even on the show, she just reminds me of like, she just feels like familial, vibe wise, but body wise, child. Okay, so that's the main girls, main cast. Now we got Bombshells, Amaya Papaya. So Miss Amaya, she came through dripping, drip. She came in, ready to win. So she was kind of like annoying, right? Just because she's just very like, she's a little like rambunctious, just loud, but not like in an offensive way, just like in a, okay girl, let's cut to the next scene. But like I don't like, Austin and Ace were doing too much on her, acting like she was just like they treated her like she was a predator. Like, girl, you are on Love Island, and she's trying to make connections, get to know people. And I'm glad Brian stuck up and said, listen, girl, in the Latino community, this is not out of the norm. He was like, we're very, loving, generous, friendly, yada, yada, yada. And I said, you better stand up for your girl, who's not your girl yet. Because I didn't understand how they didn't understand. Like, she's Dominican from New York City. that should have been enough said. Like, girl, yes, she's gonna be a little animated. Love her, leave her. You know. So although she was annoying to me, I didn't like the way that they were treating her, and I didn't want her to go out like that. So I'm glad she was able to stay. Okay, she entered the villa on day 5. Iris, you know, beautiful girl, very forgettable. Very forgettable. Because she was in love, what was it, TJ? And then they sent TJ home. Was it her and TJ, or was it her was it her and, what's his name? Charlie. Because Charlie was with Hannah, but then did he move into Iris? Who was laying in the bed with the picture with Charlie, just sobbing like they had just died? Was that Iris? Either way, Iris, she was cute. She was kind of there, respectfully. Pepe, also someone who was just kind of there, but at least he like, 1, okay, fine, obviously. 2, you know, he was like talking and doing some stuff, but he really was just, him and Iris, match made in heaven. But they should have been a match made on Hinge, not on this show, because we're okay. Chris is only 27. I could have sworn he was 36. You know, he plays basketball. Shelly liked him, or at least pretended to. Huda liked him. It just didn't work out because, you know, she needs a lot of healing still. Okay, enough about him. Brian, another Casa Amor king. I like Brian. It's weird, they don't have his age on here, which is weird. So everybody, they have like hometown age sign and then their like handles, and when they entered. His has hometown, Instagram, TikTok, and he entered during Casa Amor, but it does not have his birthday. That's really weird. But anyway, I like Brian. I think he's a good fit for Amaya. I think he came in with good energy. His tattoos are crazy, but that's his business. It's cute. I like Brian. No complaints. Okay, not dumped. Okay. Bella. You know, Bella, gorgeous. Love her. Now she's only 22. Goodness gracious. I was gonna say, I don't know if the show's for her, but she showed that girl I can get down. But Nick said, I want to get down with racist at Sierra. So here we are. Charlie. See, I liked Charlie. Okay. I feel like, wasn't he like the first bombshell or something? Yeah, he came night 2. And he, you know, very attractive, obviously. And he didn't bother me. I thought he was a nice addition to the show. It was sad he had to go home. Who went home first, him or Hannah? I feel like Hannah went home first. No, because if he went home, no, he did go home first, and Hannah was the one who was down bad. Okay, so yeah, Charlie, he went home. Hannah acted like she saw him be, what do they call it? Beheaded. Beheaded feels like this opposite. Anyway, she looks like she acted like she saw him like be beheaded right in front of her eyes. Shambles, tears. Oh, he loved her some Hannah. He's like, oh, we'll find each other on the outside. Which, you know, is beautiful, but also like, you also might find somebody else. Okay, Jalen, he was nice. You know, I think he was vying for, was it Alandria? Yeah, because he was also Southern, but Alandria had her eyes set on stupid ass Taylor. He's 27 from Georgia. Jeremiah made 18 episodes, so that's good. But you know, Jeremiah, I think he started off kind of weird with the Huda thing, but I was on his side for a lot of things when it came to like him talking with the boys or the men, because they acted like, I don't know, like I feel like he found what he came for, and they were like, no, keep looking. And he's like, girl, I don't really want to. Like, quiet as kept, they kind of messed up their relationship, like the other cast members, but we won't talk about that. Hannah Fields. Now, Hannah, again, they voted Charlie out. Hannah said, I'm going to go get my black dress. I'm getting my black hat. I needed a 21 gun salute. Go ahead and fold me up one of them flags and put it in a case. And I'm going to mourn my man here on the bed with this photo from the photo booth that we took. Because I have fallen in love. She was there. She got there day 5 and she left episode 18. Okay. And that was enough for her to know that she has met the man of her dreams. Mind you, 2 days later, she's with Pepe, which, you know, no shade, because that's what you're supposed to do. But they were like, the body wasn't even cold yet. Or I think she said that. I was like, period, girl, but you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? America's not gonna let you mourn for too long. So then she got Pepe, and then Pepe was devastated when Hannah left. I said, all right, Hannah. Now she's 23. Oh my God, they're so young. Not Vanna. Yeah. She's only 21. That's crazy. No wonder. It's also sad that she looks like that at 21. We have to, well, I'm not going to tell people what to do. I'm not here to surgery shame, but let's leave our faces alone. Let them fully grow first. Okay, Zach with the C. Cute. I don't know why he had to leave, but he was cute. But also, he's 26, maybe they said that's too old. JD got kind of weird. He did something that made me uncomfortable. Was it with Huda? It was something that made me uncomfortable. So moving on. Oh, Coco. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And she was too gorgeous for the show. Who's in her? Was it? Yeah, that was too bad. Austin Shepherd. So that's triggering because the other Austin Shepherd, obviously, Southern Charm. No, that's not true. There's Austin in the Shep on Southern Charm. So the name Austin Shepherd is triggering to me. But Austin made it a long time. See, I didn't mind Austin. The girls do say that he voted for Trump, though. Or at least supports Trump. So that, not great. Is that an angel with a gun? He's a little unhinged. But I like Austin. Here's a little pool boy here to, meet some ladies. But he does post some weird things online. But, I think it's like more so a lack of exposure. But, I thought he was, he was pretty funny. And he's just kind of just there and not in mind him. We have Andrina. Gorgeous as well. She came in a little hot. Talking about, I'll take your man. But a lot of times I forgot she was there. I'm like, oh, she's still on the show? But she is incredibly good looking. TJ, didn't like TJ for a single second. There was not one moment during his time there that I was like, oh, I like TJ. There was not a moment where I was like, ooh, I kind of like TJ a little bit. No, never. Disdain. So glad he left. My God. I cannot believe when Iris was like, oh, girl, yeah, TJ. Like, girl, please do better. Now he's a Sagittarius. Oh, no. Free my people. But yeah, no, he just kind of was like weird and kind of like, I think he really, he felt like he was the prize, which is good for you. Have your confidence, but also be realistic at the same time. Be for real, as the kids say. So yeah, no, his name is Thomas John. He looks like a King Thomas John. He's not even a junior. Jaden, yeah, she didn't do much for me. Grayson, I don't know why her name is spelled with a Y. Okay, also sad though. She was fine, she was okay. Was she with Pepe? Who was she with? Was it Pepe or TJ? Somebody, I don't know. Zach with the K. He was a little problematic. He wasn't problematic. It's just him and Amaya didn't get along well, and it got awkward. So I thought he was gonna leave, but then he was shooting his shot with Alandria, and Alandria was, she was thinking about it, but in the end, I thought she was gonna choose him, but she ended up choosing, what was it, Nick? Like that episode where he went home, I thought she was gonna choose him, but should have known. Elan, girl, that's whose nephew is Elan? Who at Peacock said, I need my nephew to get on the show, and he has to stay for at least 5 episodes. Because that's crazy. He was on there for much too long. Mind you, had nobody. Right? He was talking to Sierra a little bit. Sierra came back and found her man. Obviously, as soon as she was ecstatic to see, what's that man's name? Nick. they became closed off like the day after. Like, please. And then Elan's just sticking around. Like, girl, go home. Oh, he's Canadian. They don't have his age on here either. But yeah, no, Elan, he's definitely giving Nepo Baby, because I don't understand how he got on the show in the first place and then was able to stay as long as he did. Moving on, Taylor next. Clark. You know what, Clark? It's not her fault. You know, it's not her fault. She came in to do her thing, to find love, and she did. She found it. And her and her man are still together today. And honestly, I feel like she's a better fit for Taylor than Alandria is. Anyway, so I think it worked out perfectly. I do, you know, like, she looks like, I was telling my friend, she looks like how my mom looked like 20 years, like when I was a kid, like 20 years ago. Not even like, that's not even true. I just mean in the sense like not my mom personally. She just looks like she was a mom in the early 2000s. Specifically a single mom, which is crazy to say. That's racist. A mom in the 2000s. Because this dark lip liner, the dark eyeshadow, the 42-inch bust down jet black, straight. I'm like, it adds some years. But she's gorgeous. But yeah. I like Clark. It took me a while. At first I hated her, but I was like, you know, it's not her fault. Sierra. Come on, NBC. It says Sierra Ortega left the villa for personal reasons. Okay, whatever you say. Sierra, I didn't mind her. I didn't like her at first because I was, you know, hashtag Team Ballet. But I'm like, okay, she's here, whatever. And I like Nick. Her lips bothered me, and now I know it's because she gets her face done. She gets like Botox and injections and stuff. So like that permanent pout she has, I'm like, oh, that's why. Because that bothered me. But otherwise, she didn't really bother me. She was there for a good time. You know, men, women, what y'all want to do, let's have some fun. But she said, oh, unless you're Asian. And she said, actually, things are changing. So she had to go. Yulisa left the villa also. So I guess she was going around, you know, bunch of N-words here and there. So NBC said, actually, girlie, we're not going to encourage that, so you gotta go. And that's everybody. Oh, and then Ariana Madix, who was there maybe 10 episodes out of the 36. 10 is giving her a lot. So is this show usually like that? Is the host usually never around? Because I feel like Ariana was never there. Like in the first couple episodes, she was there, right? And then I don't know what happened. I don't know, maybe her sandwich shop was popping or something. Maybe Katie needed her help back home. But I said, girl, why are they doing their own challenges? Why are they reading text messages to do their own eliminations and challenges? What is Ariana being paid to do? And if she can't be there, can we get a sub? Like, that was crazy to me. But all in all, I'm glad Amaya and Brian won. You know, love wins. And also, I know he's Puerto Rican and something else. And I know she's Dominican. So I'm like, okay, I like that. I'm glad we're doing some Latin love. Is that crazy to say? And who else was there? Chris and Huda. We already talked about that. The fact that Iris and Pepe made it to the final four, I'm so confused. And that's how you know this is all messy. Because I think they just ended up being able to stay because they were just not on anybody's radar, you know? Like, they like Pepe, so it's like, okay. And Iris, you know, people forget she's there. So I think they just kind of like literally feel like they just kind of slipped through the cracks. You know, we're focusing on the myth between Huda and Chris. And then, what's her name? Shelly, and Ace. Nick and Alandria getting kicked off and coming back. Like, it was just Taylor doing his raggedy ass stuff. And so I think Pepe and Iris kind of just like were the least of our worries. So they were like in the back, just kind of like tiptoeing behind. and they made it to the final four. And we're like, wait a minute, how the hell did this happen? Um, but I'm glad Amaya and Brian won. Although I love Landry and I love Nick, I don't know how real their connection is. But also, like, I don't know if I care anymore. Like, they obviously, so the girls, because I didn't watch it in real time, but I do see that the girls were really like, Nick and Landria, like, almost from jump, which is crazy. So I'm like, okay, the people saw it. And I think they to me, just seem like very good friends, and they're both very attractive. So it's like, well, girl, we're gonna have a good time together, obviously, because we're funny and we're cute. And so I enjoy that, but I also just feel like when given the option of leaving or staying together, it was clear that they locked in staying together. Like, it felt like even when they were like at the villa talking, Nick kept being like, kept mentioning like loyalty. You've been so loyal to me, and I'm loyal to you, and I appreciate it. Like, it felt very much like we're gonna keep each other around by any means necessary. If one of us up for elimination, we helped each other out. It felt very much like that. It didn't give me like romance. It gave me like an alliance, which I'm not mad at. I'm glad they didn't win for that reason, but I wouldn't have not been mad if they won. And I'm interested to see the compatibility, because I feel, and this is me, like, being problematic. So maybe I just won't be problematic, actually. Yeah, I just hope they work out, because I like them both, and they're both, attractive and fun. And I think I might have said this in the last one, but like, I didn't think, maybe I didn't say this in the last one. Like, I didn't think, like, I wasn't all the way sure about like Cameron and, oh fuck, is her name Lauren? Oh my god, that was her name. From like I think it was the first season of Love Is Blind. Cameron, I'm pretty sure, I want to say Lauren, but Cameron and that gorgeous woman, it felt very much like, okay, TV. But then, next thing you know, they're married, and now she's pregnant or has already given birth. So maybe Nick and Landry is the same way. Maybe reality TV is where swirl love wins, and I respect that. There's so many moments I want to talk about. It was just, girl, okay. First of all, the baby challenge was hilarious. It had me weak, because they were so funny about those kids, especially Ace. That was hilarious. There were just a lot of moments that were like actually really funny, and then there's some that were like heartwarming, and then some that were like juicy. This is my first season, right? And I didn't really keep up while it was airing, so like I didn't know about like Custom. Like, my friend told me about Custom More, but I didn't understand like what it was because I didn't watch the show. So like that was a mess when they told them, y'all got to send your own people home, and Amaya broke down and they all started crying and sobbing. That was a mess. When Taylor left Olandria for Clark, that was a hot ass mess. When the stand on business challenge, that was a hot mess. And I don't like how Ace reacted. Like, he got a little, I hate to not the dog whistle, but he got a little aggressive, And I was like, okay, like, we don't have to do all that. He's just, to me, it didn't give that, but if that's what you want to do, go ahead. And then he went on to say he's 5'10", which is like, okay, like, what? Like, you already had lost me, and now I'm like, oh, so now you're just saying anything. And that's his business, I guess. But that challenge was crazy. Poor Huda. They put Huda through the ringer. But I can't tell if she likes it or not. Like, is she one of those girls who are like, any attention is good attention, any press is good press? But I feel like even those people, like, they would prefer good press, and Huda deserves, as far as I know, good press and good things. There was just so much, and it was such a fun time, and I'm excited to watch it in person next year. And now I get why people go like to the bars and things to like have those watch parties. And my friend sent it to me. I was like, girl, I'm not going all the way to Silver Lake to watch something I don't watch. Like, I don't know what the show's about. No, thank you. Now that I know, Still maybe not Silver Lake, okay? But if they have something, more west, maybe more central, West Hollywood girls, come up with something. You got a year. But yeah, I thought that was it was a really fun time. And now it's back to reality. So thank you, Peacock, as always. Thank you to the cast, except for the racist ones. I would say except for Taylor, but he did give us good TV, so whatever. And just keep your heads up. Do you guys watch Love Island Games? Should I watch that? Ariana's going to be the host, which means there's going to be no host, but should I watch it? What are your thoughts? Who's your favorite couple? Who's your least favorite couple? What was the most shocking? Also, what should I talk about now that I'm done watching Love Island? Do you like the movie reviews? Because I've been watching movies lately. I've never really been I'm rambling. That's okay. I've never really been a movie girl, but every now and then I get into my movie bag, especially when I don't want to pick up a new show. So I've been watching movies. So if you like the movie reviews, I can keep doing that. Any other shows you want me to talk about? I finally started this season of Miami, Real Housewives, of course. I know Orange County is on right now too. So if you want me to talk about any of those, what do you want? More Pokemon, more conspiracy theories. What's it giving? What's the most relaxing? Para ti. But para mí, it's time to go dormir. Not actually, because it's literally, what is it, like 3 p.m.? It's the afternoon. But either way, it's time for me to go. It's time for you to go to sleep. How about that? You do what you want. You're grown. And if you're not grown, don't watch this, please. In fact, if you're not grown, block me. All right. On that note, everybody, stay out of trouble. Be good to one another. Until next time, Mamacita.